Good morning, students. I, Dr. Vandana Saini from KV number 2, Roorkee. Today, I am going to discuss with you the very first chapter of geography named Resources. I'll just quickly start my explanation about this chapter through these two diagrams featuring on your screen. In the first one, as you can see, a house, water, water bodies like fisheries, people, and above all, forests. So the question arises, what does this diagram signifies? The answer to this question is that this diagram signifies various kinds of resources in and around us. Without these resources, the survival of the human beings on this planet is not possible. So that is why it is said that our resources are future. Apart from this, the second figure on your screen also shown some other kinds of resources which we are going to study in the upcoming slides. So let's start our today's topic with some important learning objectives which provides us direction as to what we are going to study in this chapter. So firstly, we are going to learn about the definition of resources, two terminologies in the form of utility and value attached with the term resources. Then we are going to study about the types of resources which are as natural, human and human-made resources. Then we are going to discuss about the classification of resources on some criteria. And lastly, we are going to study about the conservation of resources and sustainable development. Taking you forward on the main topic, that is about the definition of resources. It refers to anything that satisfies human needs. It is a free gift of nature. As you can see on the screen, whatever I am explaining theoretically, the same you can see through diagrams in order to get more better idea as to what is the meaning of resources. So they are the free gift of nature such as air, soil, water, forest, minerals, as well as human creations such as buildings, roads, and so on. They all termed as resources. So I'll quickly recapitulate the definition. That means anything that satisfies your needs is called resource. Here you have two terminologies associated with resources. Now we will try to understand both of them one by one. Firstly, the term utility, which refers to the part satisfying capacity of the product. That means the usefulness of anything used by us. See diagrammatically also, if you are thirsty, then water satisfy your thirst. It means water has a utility. Like if you are hungry, then a cup of ice cream or a chocolate satisfy your hunger, and both of them have a utility to satisfy your needs. Secondly, the term value, which means worth. I'll take a very brief example. When we talk about money, then it has a value as it is used as a medium of exchange. That means you can purchase goods and services from it. So money means it has a value and value means worth. Have you here you can see the gold bars, they have value because they have certain intrinsic value of them. Now the question arises, do all the resources have economic values? It means they all are quantified in terms of money? The correct answer to this question is no. Some of them have economic value like metals, but some of them have not. For example, water. but they are used as a resources because they satisfy our needs, and that is why they are called as resources. Can you imagine your life without water? Hence, whether the resource have economic value or not, but when they are utilizing by us to satisfy our needs, then they termed as resources. Now, this picture tells us that we are going to study about different kinds of resources such as natural resources, human-made resources, and human resources. Taking you forward, natural resources are those resources which we receive directly from Mother Nature, like soil, air, water, minerals, etc. They are the free gift of nature and can be used directly. Moving ahead, the next we are going to have a classification of natural resources on some basis, such as on the basis of development and use, on the basis of origin, on the basis of stock, and lastly on the basis of distribution. On the basis of development, we have actual resources and potential resources. As you can see on your screen, that the actual resources are those resources whose quantity is known. These resources are being used in the present. For example, petroleum in the West Asia, the dark soils of the Deccan Plateau in Maharashtra. They all are actual resources. Coming to the potential resources, they are those whose entire quantity may not be known, and these are used in future. For example, the uranium found in Ladakh is an example of potential resources that can be used in future. Here I would like to add that potential means the object has ability to act as resource in future. For example, I take the example of medicinal plants. Today they are just plants for us, but in future we can use them as medicinal herbs. So time and technology play a crucial role in converting today's thing into future resources. Next, on the basis of origin, we have abiotic resources and biotic resources. As you can see on your screen, abiotic resources are non-living things such as soil, rock, minerals, whereas biotic resources are living things such as plants and animals. Similarly, on the basis of stock, we have renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources means which can be brought back into original form or which can be renewed quickly. For example, solar energy, water energy, and wind energy. That means they can be replenished quickly without taking much of time, and they are of in unlimited quantity or stock. Coming to the non-renewable resources, which have a limited stock. Once the stocks are exhausted, it may take thousands of years to be renewed or replenished again. For example, coal, petroleum, and natural gas. Here you can see diagrammatically, which I have just explained you theoretically about renewable and non-renewable resources. As you can see on your screen that the solar, water, wind represent the renewable resources and phosphate, oil, limestone represents the non-renewable resources. Likewise, on the basis of distribution, resources are classified as ambiguous and localized resources. Ambiguous resources are those resources which can be found everywhere. For example, your air and water. Localized resources are those that can be found only in certain parts of the world. They are very specific in nature. For example, copper and iron ore, thermal power plant, etc. They are found only in a particular places, whereas ambiguous, they are found everywhere in the world. Now we are going to discuss about human-made resources. But before that, I have a question for you. Do you have any kind of resource in and around you? Answer is yes. There are so many resources like your house, your utensils, a chair you are using for sitting, books you are using for studying. They all are termed as human made resources. When natural resources are converted into another form which satisfy human needs are termed as human made resources. For example, wood from forest when converted into furniture called as human made resources. Today, in this pandemic, you people are studying through online classes. So, this technology is also a human made resource which satisfy our educational needs. So, technology can also be termed as human made resource. Again, there are so many examples, as you can see on your screen, which are a representative of the human-made resource. The clothes we have, the roads, the money, the bike, car, chair, furniture, everything. Whatever is visible on your screen is an example of human-made resources. Moving forward, are human beings also called as resource? Certainly, yes. People can make the best use of nature to create more resources when they have the knowledge, skill, and expertise to do so. That is why human beings are a special form of resources, and education and health help in improving the quality of people's skills so that they are able to create more resources in the country. Let us take an example. Today, you are just a student. If you are educated properly, then you possess a lot of skills and knowledge which can be used later on as a resource. I mean, you can become a doctor, teacher, or a successful businessman. So, definitely, you act as a resource for the nation. Now, here comes the very important question of the hour, that is, how to conserve the resources, as nothing in this universe is in unlimited supply. There is no limit to human needs. We are exploiting a particular resource. It becomes our duty to conserve that resource. This applies more on non-renewable resources because they take a longer time to renewed again. Thus, using resources carefully and giving them time to get renewed is called resource conservation. For example, if you are getting out of your room, you should turn off your lights, and by this you can conserve electricity. Further, you can conserve resources by not wasting the paper, not wasting the water, because our life is dependent on these resources. Here you can see the famous 3R formula to conserve resources. That is, reduce consumption, reuse the things, and recycle them. So these are the three famous R formula to conserve our precious resources. Next, we have the topic of sustainable development, which means carefully utilizing resources so that besides meeting the requirements of the present also take care of future generation. It means we have to use our present resources more judiciously so that they are made available to future generation. In nutshell, it can be said that the future of our planet and its people are interdependent. With our ability to maintain and preserve the life support system that nature provides. Therefore, it is our duty to ensure that all use of renewable resources are sustainable, the diversity of life on the earth is conserved, the damage to natural environmental system is minimized. It is our duty to conserve our environment because our life is dependent on it. Here, I, Dr. Vandana Sen, signing off with the hope that whatever I have explained in this video is all clear to you people, and now you are able to answer these questions. Do practice these questions and stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you.